So I filmed another foundation routine for you guys, part of the Flawless Face series. A lot of you guys have been asking me to compare the MAC and Makeup Forever Face and Body foundations, so I decided to do two separate foundation routines with them because I do use them a little bit differently. I do really like the MAC one, but I still personally prefer the Makeup Forever one. That's just me. It works better for me, my skin type, my skin tone, and the kind of lifestyle I have, I guess. Like, I have really long days at work. I ain't got no time for touch-ups. And I personally just really like the way the Makeup Forever one sits on my skin a little bit better. That being said, this is a foundation routine. How I use it, a lot of you guys have been asking me what's the best way to use it, the best way to, I guess, work with it. A lot of people that have trouble with this foundation either don't know how to apply it properly or just find that they just don't know the best way to work with it or how to make it work. A lot of I know if you come to my store, you have the option to actually speak to me about it. And a lot of the clients that I encourage to try this foundation, they absolutely adore it. But that's also because I sit down with you and teach you guys how to use it. This is one of those foundations that require special application, special finishing, if you will. So hopefully this video will be helpful for you guys. It does show you guys how I use this foundation, how it works for me. If you guys want an actual review of this foundation or a comparison video, which I probably might do actually, kind of like the Makeup Forever versus the MAC one, give or take, then let me know and I will possibly put a video up like that soon. I know that a lot of you guys basically just wanted to know what my foundation routine in general really was. If I'm not switching it up and trying other foundations that I carry in my store, this is what I grab the most. So for those of you who are wondering what my actual official foundation routine is, this is pretty much what it is. This does not include the different things that I put on my cheeks and all that, but I do it in the video just to kind of give you guys an idea of how I kind of like finish everything off. One thing that I did leave out was the fact that I do set my makeup with Urban Decay's All Nighter, or I also do set it with Max Fix Plus, whichever I feel like that day, whichever I feel like doing. Today I did do the Urban Decay All Nighter, so just FYI, that's what I used. I didn't put that in the video, so my bad. I'll see you guys in a bit. So every time I use this foundation, I use one of these two primers, preferably the HD number 6, the yellow one, or the Laura Mercier Radiance one, which is a new favorite. So before I even started using this one, I actually grab the Makeup Forever one more. It just works really great with this consistency. I've tried a mattifying primer before and it doesn't work as well. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever one today because it's just what I usually grab for anyway. And before I do my brows, I always do my primer first, just to kind of give it a second to like settle in and just kind of work, if you will. Just to kind of let it marinate, I guess. Do whatever you like. This is just what works for me. And then at this point, I do my brows, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I cheated. I was going to just do my brows, but I did my eye makeup too. I forgot that I had to go to work today. I was like, oh crap, duh. So I gotta have my face medio on point. So I put a little eyeshadow on. Some of you guys, side note, some of you guys have asked me, to do looks like this where they're kind of like no makeup looks, if that makes any sense, or that you guys want more tutorials with the Naked Basics palette. I've had a ton of clients come in saying like, oh, the palette looks so boring, and I'm like, I'm wearing it, and they're like, oh, because I really like your eyeshadow and I was going to ask you what it was. Well, hi. Let me know if you guys want tutorials on, really natural, kind of neutral looks, like for those of you who work in an office. I know that this is really important to you guys to look very nice and polished for work. And then also I know some people wanted tutorials on the Naked Basics palette, which I think there's a ton of them on YouTube, but you definitely want to shake the bottle because it's water-based, so you have to shake it because it settles. I mix two colors at the moment, unfortunately. When I find my way to the Makeup Forever boutique, I do plan on getting a customized color. I just don't know when that's going to be. FYI, there is a new Makeup Forever boutique opening up at Valley Fair in San Jose, so for those of you who are in the Bay Area, that'll be opening up in a few months, or a couple months. Actually, I think it's in like a month or two. But yeah, for now, I'm using 34 and 18. If you guys can see that on the bottle there, 34 and 18. And I usually just do equal pumps of both. Now that I'm more into my summer skin, I don't mind doing a little bit more of the 18. So I usually do like a pump and like a half right into my palm. And then I'll do like one pump of the 34. This is more than enough. You really don't need any more than that, to be honest. And the best way to apply this is with your hands. So I just go ahead and mix it, get it on my fingers, and literally just blend right on. That's it. And this foundation is so fluid, so you want to use a very, very, very light hand. And if you guys could actually feel how I'm touching it, like it's really, really light. And I usually do it by layers, so some people are like, oh my god, it doesn't cover enough, but it adds just the right amount for me personally. It makes me all glowy and dewy, and I love it. The MAC one doesn't do that to me. I still like the MAC one though. I'm not knocking it. I actually really like that one too. I like them both, but if I had to choose, I would definitely choose Make It Forever all the way. So I'm just kind of blending it very lightly. And as you can tell, it just gave me like a really even skin tone. Super even, super glowy. I love it. And then I'm just adding a little bit extra in random areas. I add a little bit extra on my cheeks because that's where I need more coverage. So you want to give the first layer like maybe like a minute or two to dry and just kind of set into your skin. Because literally this foundation wears like a second skin. So you don't want it to be overly thick. And then if you're going to put the second layer on and the first layer hasn't dried yet, it looks super, super uneven. So I just kind of pat it in as well. Then I kind of work on my forehead. And again, I'm using like a really, really light hand. Like I'm barely, barely touching my skin. Then I put a touch going down my nose. Honestly, I don't know if it's just how I use this foundation, but every time I get compliments on it, clients always ask me like all day, what are you wearing? I love it. It looks so natural. It looks so smooth. And I would say 9 times out of 10, it's always this one. So that's like one even coverage, and then a little bit more on my cheeks because that's where I need it the most. And then whatever I have left over, because I have like a ton left over, I usually kind of just take it down on my neck. I mean, this is a face and body foundation, so you can relatively put it wherever. So I put a little bit down right here, just so that it doesn't go to waste. But generally, like a pump and a half of each is like more than enough, because the pump like is actually kind of small, like it just puts out a little bit. So this covered me super, super evenly. It's like the perfect color when I mix it. I do intend on getting a more customized color someday, but for now, I mean, I like that I get a little over an ounce in each. I think it's like 1.69 in each bottle, so I'm getting like almost a little bit more than 3 ounces, and that's gonna last me forever. Like I've had these bottles forever. I think I've probably had them since like for about a year, and it's only like down to like right here probably, just because I'm using both of them. So now it's concealer time. I use one of these two. It's either going to be the MAC Pro Longwear NC30 or the Estee Lauder Double Wear in Warm Medium. I'm kind of trying to get rid of the Estee Lauder one, so generally I grab for this one more. This one is also one that I grab for a lot. I haven't gone through this very much. You can see it right there. You need like the littlest amount of this Pro Longwear stuff, but I've had this Estee Lauder thing for like over a year, and it's still going, and I use it almost every day. It's kind of crazy. So I just put a couple dots, and then a little bit down my forehead, just for some added highlight, and then I just blend a little bit. You'll see this in a lot of my foundation routines that are coming up, because I do my concealer almost the same way, and I don't do anything special, I promise. I literally just apply my concealer in a triangle, kind of like I blend it into a triangle, and then I just kind of blend out my eyeshadow, just like that. Like I don't do anything super special with my concealer like others do. Unless I'm like really, really trying to like go all out because I have an event coming up, or if I'm going to an event, that's the only time like I really, really work on my concealer, like for picture's sake. But otherwise, on a daily basis, this is really all I do. I don't really need to do that much. With my new skincare routine, I actually don't have, my dark circles are not that bad anymore. So I actually don't have that bad of dark circles anymore. I used to, like terribly. So then I add a little bit of coverage to that blemish right up there. As for the rest of my blemishes, there's like one right here. So I just kind of blend some concealer like right over that. There's like a little one over here. That's kind of it. And then I always break out on my T-zone, so I do make sure that I blend concealer there, no matter what. For me, this foundation covers pretty much all that I need. And I love the way it feels. It lasts all day. I don't get oily. It doesn't wear off. I never experienced that at all. So I just really like the way this foundation wears. It's amazing. And it wears amazing for summer weather. Like, it's amazing. See, now that it's starting to set a little bit, like within at least 5 minutes, it starts to really mellow into the skin. And it looks really, really smooth. It looks like it's a second skin. It looks like this is how your skin's supposed to look. And I love it. Like, I can't get over this foundation. It's one of my favorites. Don't get me wrong, I adore the MAC one, but the MAC one doesn't do all this for me for some reason. You guys will probably see that in a future video because I do intend on doing a foundation routine with the MAC Face and Body as well. It's relatively the same as this one, but I have to work with that one a little bit harder. This one kind of just does what it's supposed to do. I don't know. Anyways, for setting powders, I usually stick to Makeup Forever. I love, 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 love the Duo Matte. This is like my favorite holy grail powder ever in life. I do have a backup waiting, and it is still available online, so for those of you who are freaking out that it's being discontinued, it won't be yet. Okay, it's still available, so don't freak out. In any case, I do really like the Pro Finish powder with this foundation also. They both work really, really great. Just because it's summer, for some reason the Pro Finish doesn't wear as nicely for me, but that's just me personally. It works better, for me the combination works better with my Duo Matte, and as you can tell I'm like scraping the sides. I'm really trying to get the most out of this powder. So I use number 209 for those of you who are wondering, and I just take like a fluffy brush, and I gotta really dig into this one now because it's like hella gone, and I just kind of buff it right over everything. It does kind of take the dewiness away a little bit, but one thing you'll notice from a lot of my foundation routines is that I set my makeup with a setting spray or Max Fix Plus, and that kind of brings the dewiness right back. And despite the fact that my skin is now a little bit more mattified, part of the reason I do that is because I get really, really oily in my T-zone in the summer, and on a regular season like fall or spring I do get oily there. And I personally like to control my own glow. So even though it's not dewy, it's still glowy. You know what I mean? Like, it still looks nice and glowy, even though it's not like shiny or anything. So it also adds like a really nice finish to the skin. It adds like a really nice extra coverage. Again, I like the Pro Finish, don't get me wrong, I love it, but I personally really like the Duo Matte better. Hands down. I know that you guys were asking me for a comparison video, so that will also be up soon. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the actual foundation. Just for good measure, I will go ahead and do like my bronzer and everything routine, because I know that a lot of you guys, there's like a hair. It's like a hair on my lip. Do you ever feel that sometimes when you're like brushing your foundation and stuff? I'm like, eh, peh. So usually I grab my NYX bronzer in Dark Tan. I will also grab Hoola from Benefit, Bahama Mama from The Balm, or High Dive from BareMinerals. But today I'm going to go ahead and do my NYX bronzer because I love it. Absolutely amazing. And I just add a little bit of bronzy bronze, like right here, where you usually would. Nothing serious. I don't really contour. I have been lately just because I'm experimenting, but I don't really contour that much. Today I'll do it just for fun. But if I do it, it's like super light. Like, I don't really go all that crazy. It's like a really light contour, just like that. You know what I mean? So for me, I feel like it's still more like I'm putting bronzer on, but that's just me. Whatevs. And then I blend that out with a tapered brush and MAC Gold Deposit. You guys have seen this in my favorites video, I think. That this is like one of my favorite cheek combos at the moment. It just makes my skin look super, super glowy. And I can relatively do this with like any look. So, you know, no matter what I'm wearing on my eyes, I just kind of like bronze the hell out of my skin and call it a day. And I put a little bit up top here just to add a little glow. And then as a finisher, I take my Dior Amber Diamond, which is like one of my favorite highlighters. If not this one, I grab Mary Luminizer from The Balm, or Soft and Gentle from MAC, or some kind of MSF usually. I'm still grabbing my Dior. And then I just kind of pop that right up here, just for that added bronzy bronze, because I can't get over how glowy my skin will look with it together. And I just kind of mirror. I love this stuff. For you tan women that haven't tried this yet, you need to. Just saying. So that's my finish routine using the Makeup Forever Face and Body. I know a lot of you guys were asking me how to use it. Just some extra tips. I do not recommend using a brush with it. If you do use a brush, I recommend something duo fiber like that will blend it a little bit easier, kind of like this one. Another brush I really like is one from Real Techniques, which is their buffing brush. I really like this one too, except when I use this one, I tend to press it into my skin more, like I'll blend it a bit and then press it in because it seems to like settle in a lot better. I don't recommend anything like a Sigma F80. It's a little too dense. I do like the Sedona Lace flat top one because it has a little bit more give to it, so you can use this one too. The only problem I find with using brushes with this particular foundation is because it's so fluid, it tends to streak. So using your hands actually helps kind of settle it into the skin a lot better, and after I've recommended it to a ton of clients, a lot of them have agreed the same. That's the feedback I always get, is that it's super easy to use, it lasts all day without touching up. You can swim in this foundation, it's practically waterproof. It won't come off unless you want it to. And so that's why I really love this foundation. When you put it on your legs or your body, it kind of makes your skin look extra smooth. Like, I have a ton of clients that come in that have either varicose veins or like bruises on their legs from injuries or whatever, and it covers them right up and it makes them look so natural. I have yet to have a client return this foundation on me. I would say like 95% of my clients love this foundation. They repurchase it every year, and I've even gotten, you know, comments and clients coming in to buy multiple bottles of it. And a lot of them are really happy that there's going to be a Makeup Forever boutique coming in the Bay Area because they can actually get a customizable shade. I hope this video helped. If you guys have any other questions, please leave it down below, and I will talk to you guys in another video. Bye!